Degen Squad, here we go. Assemble! We are so back. What do you know about it? Baby, I'm getting ready to rumble today. I'm on my announcer game. I've been working on a lot of voiceovers. I've been copying all the Yu-Gi-Oh characters lately, so I'm going to be putting that out on one of my own social personal channels here in the next couple of days. But until then, bro, I'm going to be working and talking about meme coins, awesome markets today, and of course, the fact that Binance Smart Chain is going to completely crush ETH and make it irrelevant. It's not even going to last anymore. It's basically just going to be a garbage chain after Binance Smart Chain gets done with this run, because that's the future, and it's not the DGen playground that everybody said it was.
No, absolutely, man. You know what? Just sell everything. Screw it. It's all over. Just go on Binance Smart Chain and just get into one of those miners that rugs everybody. Just kidding. That was a joke.
Yes.
bro,
Yes.
I kid you not. You remember the last market and we were messing around with those things? Like
Hey, the miners, they definitely had their place in DeFi, and I gotta say they were fun. They were the absolute most degenerate thing I've ever been involved with, but we had some cool, crazy wins in that, man. I mean, I remember winning, like, we won like a jackpot, like 3 BNB just for having the token. That was so sick, bro. Love those BNB degenerate days.
oh my god, dude. Like, jeez. Now that I think about it, they were all just Ponzi schemes, just wrapped up in a different present. You know what I'm saying? like they all have their own like creative way of doing it. But yeah, so long story short, what my homie Trey Souls was doing, and by the way, you should join the WWE because like your announcing skills are top tier. But what he was talking about is everybody said Binance Smart Chain was a scam. It's over. That's it. It's done. Centralized. Yada yada. It's like the same playbook. How many times do we hear this in the bear market? How many times do we hear Ethereum said Pulsechain's dead, Polygon's dead? Just insert whatever project is dead. We've heard this so many times, which went right into my mind saying like, okay, this thing's going to pump sooner or later. And you know the best part about this, now that we're discussing this, there's other projects that people still think are saying that's dead. You want to know the most popular one that everyone keeps saying is dead?
Ooh,
Want
talk
to
to
take a
me.
guess?
Ooh, I'm gonna guess.
Cardano.
Oh,
Uh,
Cardano. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Completely dead, worthless. Huskinson's been wasting his time over the past 5 years. He's just a POS, and terrible blockchain. Probably won't be successful at all whatsoever.
yeah, man. Nah, he's going to go jail like CZ. It's like the same playbook. You guys, I don't know if you guys have caught on. If you haven't caught on, you're probably not going to make it at this point. But what they do is they FUD this thing, their buddies get in, and then they pop this chart. This is what happened with Binance Smart Chain. CZ goes to jail, and then they start cleaning up the chain, getting projects on there, getting this thing to go. Because I guarantee you, Binance Smart Chain, I don't know if it's going to flip Ethereum. We can debate that. But it's going to be one of the premier layer one blockchains. Realio, um, Aether Games. I can't remember. There's so many projects launched that have tokens on Binance Smart Chain, so it's a great indicator that we will have VCs jump into these projects. And also, we did actually make a move on Binance Smart Chain. There is a meme coin that I think we should talk about today, and we'll talk about at the end of the live stream, so you guys stay all the way through. So definitely stay tuned in the end. But yeah, man, outside that, Binance Smart Chain doing its thing, Ethereum's doing its thing. How do you feel about the market right now outside of what's going on with Binance Smart Chain?
Man, I'm loving the market, dude. There's something exciting popping off around every corner when you're invested into several different layer ones, twos, and uh, across the board. So we've been seeing some stuff blow up these past couple of days. Some things even 400 or 500% from the call. So loving these markets. It feels like there's opportunity even when the overall days are red. It still seems like there's areas that you can make out and have some nice gains. It feels like these meme coins are turning almost into like real estate property.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think we're getting to that next level, and we'll look at charts right now. But I do see a lot of capitulation, especially on Pulse Chain. I have never
Oh,
seen so many people FUDed. We're seeing communities even trying to move away, which is crazy. But speaking of Pulse Chain, speaking of the devil, we're actually going to talk a little bit about it today. And there's some interesting things going on with Pulse Chain. Now I'm going to do a quick screen share. Why do I keep saying
all right, everybody, let's take this time. We got 17 people in here. We want to amp up the algorithm. Let's just take a little bit of time to smash the like button. Please hit that subscribe button. YouTube's been really slow on picking up our analytics. So the quicker we get these likes in, the better this stream will perform. And we appreciate you guys for being here.
Yep, do your thing, like it, all that good stuff. Let me know when you read D.
Yeah, yeah, you guys like, subscribe, and we'll get back to it here. Post Chain News. Yeah, you go ahead, Kris. Go ahead.
Cool. All right, gotcha. All right, so here's what's going on right now. BFF. That's a big question. What is going on with BFF? Now, if you guys have been paying attention to what's going on with the Atropa liquidity web and everything going on with Maria actually came on live stream and started discussing, well, not discussing, but basically, what's his name, James or something. Long story short, James goes on live stream and starts coding. Now, one thing that came up in the chat log was, he mentioned that he wanted BFF to reach $8,000 a token, and then after reaching $8,000 a token, it will be paired up with PDI into a liquidity pool and basically create a $2.4 million liquidity pool, which is crazy. So that's basically a huge injection of capital straight into PDI. Now, why is this important? The reason why this is important is it gets into the Pulse Chain liquidity web, and I don't really talk about it that much, but because you're viewing this live stream, I'm going to break it down for my homie Trey Souls and all 19 of you guys viewing this live stream right now. It's probably more on Twitter. So if you guys follow Pulse Up, shout out to you guys. I always keep forgetting to shout out people. Now, there's basically three ecosystems on Pulse Chain. There's one that has like no nukes, Atropa, and then there's one that's called Independence. Now, I want to focus specifically on no nukes. No nukes is like the center of one ecosystem. We've got BFF, Zurich. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that. I'll let you guys look at it. And that's connected to Mantissa, NBA, Discovery, and then we got Pulse, and then we got Ink on V1 and V2, and then we have no nukes. Now, no nukes has a mint function, but it's being created as this like center liquidity pair between all these tokens, and one of its main pairings is BFF. And the goal is to basically bring BFF to AK, pair up with PDI, and then you also have Discovery. Now, why is this important for the Atropa ecosystem? Now, if you look at this web, I want you guys to pay special attention to Zurich. Now, if we come over here to the next web, and we'll call this the Atropa web. So we got the no nukes, the Atropa, and then we'll have the Independence web. And we come over here to the Atropa web, we have Zurich, which actually ties into writing that goes directly into Teddy Bear right here. So that's one main route, and it's actually going to be beneficial to Teddy Bear as well as PDI. Now, going to the next ecosystem, we have the Independence ecosystem, and look at that right there. Zurich ties directly straight into Independence. So if you guys see what I'm talking about with that strength in the LP monetary value, it's actually going to uplift and increase the price floor of not only PDI, but Bear and a lot of these other tokens. And that's the main goal, is to get BFF to AK. And then once it hits AK, one token will be paired up with PDI every hour. But if it goes below AK, then 414 stops pairing them up, if that makes sense. Does that make sense?
That makes complete sense.
Cool. So the reason why I'm saying this is extremely important, if you guys are into V2, V3 LPs or whatever, I don't get into it because it takes like 5 days to explain. Hit up Hodlnomics. Hodlnomics knows everything about this. He has a Solana ecosystem going on. He does stuff on Pulse Chain. What's great about this is with no nukes, you can do pairings between Zurich and no nukes, and then no nukes in any of these tokens, including BFF. Why is that important? If you have high volume going through BFF, no nukes, and all these tokens in the ecosystem, and you have two tokens that you like, you can pair them up together and just earn passive income off of it through transaction fees in an LP. That's what's so powerful about this ecosystem. And so if you want to come back in the next bear market, do some LP pairs, pair them up. That's the best way to really, earn passive income. So I do like BFF. I believe we actually have a bag of BFF. This is where we got in. We got in before this crazy run up. I don't know. It was like $100 or $200. We're one of the few channels that tells you when we make an entry. And since the past couple days, we actually went all the way up to about AK. And this was like, oh, this was last night. Yeah,
Yep.
last night. And then we dropped down a little bit and we're sitting at about 6K. Now, not financial advice. If you guys want to jump into this token or whatever, that is completely up to you. But that's what's going on. And the reason why I'm bringing up what's going on with the 414 wallet address is because what James or Maria, whatever you want to call him, he's setting this up so that it's like a game, but it builds this ecosystem that's going to be partially used to assist PDI, but also to decentralize the actual internet. And there's going to be a lot of value behind these tokens. So you're actually seeing the creation of something extremely new, and you're getting on the ground floor, and you have the opportunity to participate. Now, me and Trey Souls, man, we're meme coin traders, and we get into AI, and well, I guess we're more so narrative traders, not meme coin traders. So we can't get into every aspect of this ecosystem, but there's a lot of people that follow it. Zach is a big proponent of following everything the 4 is doing. Shout out to him. Me and Trey Souls are a big proponent of just running around like a bunch of morons trying to find every shiny object on every blockchain. That's how we roll.
Yes.
So it's up to you guys. So any questions, my man?
No, that's good. I like the way you laid that out. I love dysnomia. I tried to sit and listen to the lecture that he gave about that ends up mentioning the project, and just almost like looking at those liquidity webs, my mind just starts to shrivel up because these guys are so smart and creating things that are beyond, I think, what some people know is being made right now. So it's going to be excited to watch that thing develop and become what we think it's going to be with putting the internet on the blockchain. And dude, so excited to be a part of it and being able to get in on the ground floor.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And on top of that, special shout out to Good God. He's giving you guys some gems here, so check him out. The memes go crazy when they run. Bobby Jonas, XCC will flip Ethereum easily. XCC is the real Ethereum killer. Love it. Love it. I know a lot of people are bullish. Shout out to Adam. Good to see you, man. Can you go over A1A? Sunny has something special here. Yeah, man. We'll go. How about we shoot for the end if we got some time left? Yeah. We'll
Cool.
we'll we'll, we'll do it. We'll do it at the end. But yeah, I'll briefly discuss A1A, and I'll talk about the reflection tokens in a very generalized setting, but I'll leave that for the end because there's a couple other things we need to talk about. Now, the next thing we need to talk about, one of our favorite projects, but also something that always gets fudded to oblivion. And you know us, man. If it gets fudded, what do we do?
We jump head first in, bro. No research. Don't even look at the white paper. Honestly, bro, we buy at least 50% of it for our grandmother's portfolio. That's how we roll.
Yes, sir. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So Hyper. This is another project being built on top of Tianex. So I briefly want to go on what just recently happened. So if you guys have been in Hyper, they recently did a mine, and the max miners on day 88 were claimable. So anyone who decides to participate in Hyper, you can actually go and claim your miner, and you can receive Hyper tokens. Now, what's happening that's going to be so big with the Tianex ecosystem and Hyper? Now, there's something called the vortex, and before we get into like what the vortex is, I'm gonna briefly break down a miner and keep this like 5 minutes because there's a lot to this protocol. But if you go under to the Hyper distribution, it's basically like starting a Tianex miner. You put some ETH up and you creating that miner. it'll basically produce Titan X when you claim it at the end of the miner length. Longer pays better, yada yada, all that stuff. Now, with a hyper miner, it's the same exact process, except there's 3 steps revolving 3 smart contracts. The first one is when you start a hyper and you pay ETH, 89% of the ETH that you send directly to that miner buys Titan X right off the market. Just like that. Boom. Titan X bought. 8% gets sent to something called the Vortex, and 3% to the Genesis wallet address. So of all that ETH sent over, 89% gets bought off. Now we come over to step 2. 70% of the Titan X so this was the Titan X that was bought in step 1. 70% of that goes to a hyper buy and burn smart contract where hyper is being bought and burned right off the market. 10% gets sent to the Vortex, and then 20% of the Titan X gets burned off forever, and that gets into the burn address, and you can earn like ETH rewards for burning Titan X, yada yada. And then step 3, the distribution. So 80% of the hyper that is bought with Titan X will get burnt, and then 20% gets into a staking payout where you can take your hyper, stake it, and earn hyper payouts. Now, what's really important is if we come over here to the Vortex, this is like the gem, the secret sauce of Titan X. Now, within the hyper Vortex, you have 2 main events. So every 98 days, the Titan X in the Vortex in the hyper gets released, and 100% of it is used to buy and burn hyper. I'm not sure if it's going to be 100% right off the bat, but hyper starts to get bought and burned off the market. Now, on the flip side, the ETH that's used to that was stored in the Vortex, it's also going to be used to buy the Titan X and then buy and burn the hyper with the Titan X it just bought. So it's like an extra step. And so this is going to start on day 196. The Titan X in the Vortex is going to start on day 98. So we come over here to Titan X, and hyper, and we come over here to the Vortex. That means you're going to have $500,000 of Titan X go in and start buying and burning hyper right off the bat. And then after that, on day 196, we're going to have all that ETH get sent over and being used to buy Titan X and then buy and burn hyper. So it just skips the steps and no percentages are taken out. Are you getting what I'm saying here?
Yes.
Am I making sense? Cool.
No, I'm just completely listening.
Cool. So basically, the main point I'm trying to get across is a lot of hyper is going to start getting bought and burned off the market. Now, if we check out the overall hyper price chart, it basically went down. We talk about the hyper bottom, and then I believe, where was it? Oh God, come on. I believe what day was it? 91. So is it 7 days? Yes. So June 13th. So right about here. And then I'm going to put a little text right here. Hyper buy and burn. Hyper. Well, I would say Vortex buy and buy and burn starts. So this is when the Vortex buy and burn starts. So the idea is this is versus Titan X and hyper, and what this is probably going to do is it's going to start creating this price floor, and the goal is to slowly increase this price floor over time versus Titan X. And then this would indirectly translate over to Titan X, creating that price floor, but accelerating it, also assisting the Titan X buy and burn. So the best way to really think about this is it's 2 buy and burns. The only difference is hyper is utilizing a liquidity pool, similar to what we saw with the Tropo and Pulse chain, to add another level to the ecosystem. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Do you think this kind of game theory was added after the Atropa ecosystem?
Yeah, it was. From my understanding, when I had discussions with Jake, because we used to do a couple live streams, he said that what Atropa was doing was cool, and he wanted to do something that was much more advanced. So that's when he came up with hyper, and that's why I think this is actually pretty cool and fascinating. And I'm really interested to see how this is going to directly impact Titan X. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very hard to forecast the future. And the one thing I notice with people nowadays in crypto is everybody's so scared to be wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like everyone's got this ego, and you know the biggest leaders that I see in the world, and also the people that actually make a lot of money, they they love like being huge self critics and being like, okay, I did this wrong. I need to improve on that. And in crypto, I don't see that. I see people doing the opposite. And it's part of the reason why so many people get wrecked. So the reason why I bring that up is I'm really curious to see how this performs and how this impacts the ecosystem. And in my opinion, you got $500,000 buying and burning hyper. So I mean, there's only one way it can go. It could go up. What do you think?
I mean, I think you're definitely right. I'm interested to see how conservative that price floor is that you drew, and I think all these things take time, and got some good narratives coming out. Day 98, day 196, and maybe even some other narratives embedded within Titan X. So pretty good stuff.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So everything's looking good. We're all looking good. So awesome. Good stuff, man. So yeah, we covered so what do we cover? So BFF, we covered Titan X. You ready to get into some price charts?
Let's talk.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. So quick screen share. Let's see what's crack-a-lacking. Now, if you guys have been following us, we talk about in previous live streams about this cup and handle being formed right here. So we had this cup, and then we talked about this handle. And this is something we discussed because if Bitcoin came up, cup and handle forms, and then that will give us our price target if we decide to break out, which I'm forecasting to be basically close to 90,000 on the next breakout. That's what we're looking at. And you see all these other guys that are saying like, "Oh my god, inverse head and shoulders. Oh my god, I found it." I'm like, "Well, we've been talking about this formation being formed for a minute now, but long story short, I say it's a cup and handle, but you can make a case that, you know, there's a head right here, and then you can come over here and say, all right, so this is a head, this is like a shoulder, and then you can say right here's a shoulder, boom, and then you still have the same price target. The one thing I will say is with cups and handles and inverse head and shoulders and shoulders tend to be a better indicator of something being bullish in comparison to cup and handles. Does that make sense?
Okay, I'm learning that just now.
So I've seen a lot of price charts from my experience and from my research is when it comes in a cup and handle, they have been known to break down in the past. So this is all based on percentages. So there's no guarantee that we're going to start to break out and then it's just like, all right, off to the races, yada yada, blah blah blah. But the one thing I will say with the Bitcoin price chart, we got to come up here and test the all-time high. And if we get up to the all-time high, there's a good chance that we could trade sideways and we could oscillate right at it for a very long time. And this is something we've been doing for most of this month. And this could very well translate all the way into the next month, and that is still bullish. So overall, the Bitcoin price chart is extremely bullish. Now, if we start breaking down, I can't remember what was our breakdown target. I believe it
58
was
or is it 52? 58, I think.
yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna go 52. That and everybody keeps saying 52. I didn't no, I didn't. I'm pretty sure I never even said 52. I think the main one we were saying, like, if we were to break down, we would come back down and touch 58. But I don't see that happening right now. I do still think we trade sideways. We're seeing a lot of the ETF inflows coming in, and so overall, it's actually looking pretty bullish. But the one thing I want to get across, just because we have a price target and everybody on crypto Twitter is going crazy, it doesn't mean we're going to have a massive breakout. It just means that we're still bullish. The price is still going up. It's not over. There's in all these dumb conspiracy theories. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
yeah, man. So overall, we're looking pretty good. We're holding this line, and I'm just ready for the next level up. Now, next thing, let's take a look at ETH. ETH is in another beautiful cup and handle on the daily. Actually, yeah, on the daily. Now let's check out the weekly real quick. Still looking pretty bullish. We're trading sideways since the initial breakout. Probably to come down, test 3,582 because we came up, touched 4,000, and came back down and went back up. Now, the one thing I'll say about ETH is we do have the ETH ETF flows coming out very soon. So I'm not sure if we're going to start breaking all-time high until the ETH ETF gets turned on. So I do think that what we see, what's happening with Bitcoin is going to translate to the same thing what we see with Ethereum, where we trade sideways, ETH ETF comes out, and then that's when things start to get extremely bullish. And that's just based off of what we're seeing with Bitcoin. So I don't like to make like these crazy accusations like, oh, ETH is going to go to $22,000 in year 2030. It's much easier to look at what's going on, what else is going on in the market, and then use that as an indicator of what's going to happen with other stuff. And Ethereum is the only other project that's getting an ETF that we're pretty sure that's going to happen. All the other ones that broke out that didn't have an ETF, it's a completely different scenario. You see what I'm saying? So
totally different ball game over here.
Yes, sir. So what I see is we'll probably just be trading sideways between 4,107 and 3,582 until we get some news of the ETF, and then after that, we'll probably have to come up, hit 4,402, and then finally break up and test all-time highs. That's not really a magnet, so I'll put that right. I'll get rid of that. So, yeah. So those are a couple targets. We got 3 targets we're looking at: a bearish one, one to the upside, another one to the upside. So, overall, I mean, ETH is looking good. And I want to put this out here before people start copying me and start saying the stuff I've been saying. This is a massive cup and handle right here. This is extremely bullish. This gives you an indicator of a massive breakout and the possible all-time high, which we told you here is going to be somewhere between 10K and 11K. So, like I said, Ethereum looking really, really good. Now, another chart I want to look at. Actually, let's look at the Bitcoin dominance. That is not the Bitcoin dominance. That is the Bitcoin dominance. Another thing we were talking about with the Bitcoin dominance, everyone was screaming altcoin season. We were saying we'll probably come back up into this wedge. And the reason why we said that is because Ethereum started going off because of the news of the ETF. And the reason why it broke down like that is because money rotated into Ethereum, and we saw it. We showed you guys on the what's that thing called again? It was the altcoin index. So the point I'm trying to get across is if Bitcoin starts to run, there's a good chance that the Bitcoin market dominance is going to go back up. And in my opinion, once it starts to go back up and trade some more, we're going to start to see a breakdown in this trading pattern, which means it's going to oscillate less and then break down, come down here, touch this blue line, and then just completely break down, and then boom, baby. Massive altcoin season like we saw way back here. So definitely really excited. Nothing really new to report. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, man, we're just hugging the lower end of this trend line. We've been out of it for a minute, but we just keep coming down, touching it, and then still just waiting for that breakdown. So
that is what we speculated would happen last week, though. That's why I was interested to see this week, right here.
Yeah.
Came back push the line.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see altcoin season happening. Like the soonest altcoin season will happen will probably be towards the end of summer. We still need to like blow past Bitcoin all-time highs. And then when that happens, people are going to start taking Bitcoin seriously. And then all the guys that are like us, they're going to be like, oh God, let's rotate into altcoins. And then the newbies will come into Bitcoin, Ethereum. Now, I got another great indicator for all you guys that you can look at that I think is going to be extremely important in this market that you can take a look at, especially when it comes to the end of the bull market. But also is a great indicator of what's going on with altcoins and how much money is getting dispersed into the market. I want to look at Tether dominance. And I haven't really seen many channels cover this. Not that many. But if you guys come just take a look at the market cap dominance of Tether, at the height of the bear market, Tether got as high as 10%, and then it broke down as low as 4.4%. Now, why do we care about the Tether dominance? And I'm going to go on the weekly real quick. So we come back here in 2020. We started to see, I'm going to zoom in on this so you guys can see it a little bit better. We started to see Tether dominance creep up a little bit to about 4.8%, and then boom, just drop. I believe this was like a 50% drop. Okay, so about 60% drop. So when Tether dominance dropped, people were getting into altcoins, and then boom, came right back up to its original level. So why is this important for us? Anytime we see a massive drop and then come back up, that's a great indicator that, hey, there is a good chance we're getting towards the end of the bear market because people are taking profit in Tether, and Tether is one of the biggest stable coins on the market. Does that make sense?
Of course, yeah. Watch the tether to see how much is being extracted out.
Yes, absolutely. And so what I'm seeing right now on Tether, and so if we just take a look at this chart right here and just zooming in, so we're oscillating at about 4.3%. Now, if I come right here and then do a invert scale, so I'm flipping it. You can see right here on the Tether chart, there is you can say this is a head and shoulders, or you can say this is a cup and handle. Now, the one thing I'm going to point out is I think this is a cup and handle on the inverse chart. So this is called a inverted cup and handle, which is extremely bearish. And what does that mean for our next move with Tether? That means Tether is getting ready to break down even more. So we look at that, we're looking at about 3.11%. So I'm gonna reset inverse scale. So what that tells me is there's a good chance that we'll probably get somewhere down close to, well, I'll give you guys the range right here, somewhere between 3.27% and the lowest 2.3%. I don't know if it's going to go that low. Let me move this up a little bit. I think it'll be safe right here. And so the reason why I'm pointing this out is what might happen with Tether is a good portion of it will get rotated into layer ones like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance Smart Chain, but also a good portion of it will get rotated back into altcoins, and that's going to be an indicator of peak euphoria. Does that make sense?
Yes, I like this new indicator. And can you show me one more time how you flip that chart upside down?
So you come over here, click right here, and
Okay,
then you go to invert scale.
got it. Okay, love that. Good work.
So yeah, so there is a trading pattern called a inverse cup and handle. You can look at it when the chart's upright, or you can just revert the scale and then take a look at it that way. I like reversing the scale and taking a look at it, and then it'll just show you that it's extremely bearish. And so what I also think is when we see this next leg up happen for Bitcoin, I definitely will see another breakdown. Hold on, inverse scale. We'll see another breakdown. And then after that breakdown, depending on where it happens, you're going to see something like this. It's going to go boom, 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 boom. And then once we get towards in the bull market, you're going to see this sweep up. And what I'm predicting is if this thing sweeps up, and I could be wrong, but this is just my prediction, it's going to do something like that. And then people are going to be like, oh, we're so back. And then it's going to form this cup and handle and then go even higher from here. And it's going to be way above the overall dominance because everybody's going to be taking profit in Tether. So that's my overall thoughts. You can also take a look at like stuff like USD dominance, but to be honest, the USDC dominance compared to Tether isn't as high as what I've noticed. Actually, yeah, well, I mean, it got up to as high as 7%. So, but for some reason, there's still a lot of Tether on the sidelines getting ready to deploy because this one's as low as 1.28%, and then they also have one for DAI. So, I mean, overall, what I notice with a lot of these charts is they do follow similar trends. I just use USDT because it has a high percentage market share. I think it's the best indicator for all of them. So, good stuff. BNB. Yee! Take a look at BNB, baby. So BNB, nice little flag, and then just absolutely busted out on all the haters. All the haters always sipping on that haterade, man. Getting up at that 707 mark. So let's see where we sitting at right here. Yeah, so we're basically, we got magnet right here coming across, and we're in price discovery on Binance Smart Chain. So some things that I'm seeing right now is it's going back up here. It will have to come back down here and test that all-time high and then start bouncing up. Now you guys can already tell this is just one big cup and handle. So this is going to give us a price target if BNB starts breaking out. And the price target I'm looking at right now is somewhere right around 1100 to 12,000 on BNB for its next leg up. So we're probably going to see BNB get somewhere in this range. I don't know about time frames. I'll put it like right here. Just so I have it recorded, just so nobody says it. BNB. I'll say breakout. I'm not sure that's the top. I need to like look at BNB and like look at it. But this is our BNB breakout target. How about that? I don't want to call it top yet because I haven't really BNB breakout top. I haven't really looked into it. So cool.
Target.
Oh crap. Yeah, you're right. Target. So this is what we're going to look for in the next leg up on BNB. That's like a 2x from its all-time high. So what I think with BNB is when it gets up to this target breakout and then dips down, we'll definitely see a rotation into any altcoins, meme coins, and the whole 9 yards. Any thoughts on this, man?
Man, I'm seeing BNB everywhere. Ronaldo's got that thing on his jersey, and BNB's popping. Look at that huge candle, bro. Absolutely awesome. Love some of these projects that even some of the ones Gugod put on there. I know Creo's Fire, LAI we've been into for a while. So yeah, dude, really awesome stuff to go check out on BNB. Got some good meme coins, and it's definitely not dead. Billions of volume going on. So I don't know how people could say that when there's billions of volume flowing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So yeah, so I want to give you guys a third price target. So we come up here, price discovery. We'll probably have to come back down here, test 641. And then for the bearish cause, we might have to come down here to 521 and test that for the extreme bearish cause. Or we go up and try to test our breakout target. So those are 3 price targets you got for BNB. I'm extremely bullish, man. I mean, look on the weekly. Weekly looks great. And then let's take a look at the monthly. Dude, the monthly looks excellent, dude. Came up, doji. Boom. Another doji. Boom. Bullish engulfing candle. See you later. Absolutely beautiful, man. That is crazy. That is a crazy looking chart. It looks beautiful. So I love it. So cool. Awesome, man. Well, that's for the charts. I guess we should get into you got anything else? You want to get into some altcoins?
No, that was great, man. That was great. I always feel like that's a good lesson for me when I get to sit and listen to the charts. I know that some of the viewers feel the same way. So nice work, Christopher.
Bro, we on it. We on it, bro. No days off, baby. No days off. So, all right, let's take a look at some of these altcoin charts, and then we'll give you guys our number 1 pick on the Binance Smart Chain. It is a meme coin, but also it's actually it's a little bit safer. We don't usually do safe. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Didn't even think about that, but yeah, it'll be kind of a shock for everyone.
Yeah, it's gonna be a shock. You know, it's kind of like going to the dealership and instead of getting a Mustang, you decide to get like a one of those brand new 2024 minivans. So that's basically what we kind of did.
Exactly what it is. That's a great analogy.
All right, so let's take a look and let's just take a look at some of these charts. Let's see if anything's going on. Pulse not really showing anything. Definitely looks like it bottomed out. Dude, I kid you not, dude. Like everybody was just like, "Oh my god, we're so back." Pulse is at 20% from the bottom. Ah! Like you see that on Twitter?
Yes, bro.
Like literally.
It's the most bipolar community I've ever seen, man. I can't do it no more. I can barely look at Twitter.
Bro. They were literally taking screenshots like this, and then like if you just go and just zoom out, just like this. Look. Oh my god, we're so back, bro. But you know, all jokes aside, so we actually bounced off of our magnet that we pointed out. We said that it was going to trade at about 4 zeros and a 4 8 4 3, and we bounced up. So there's very well a good chance that 0 0 0 4 5 7 6 is going to be a bottom. Let's see. I don't know why I got rid of that trend line. So are we coming up and testing out this trend line? So is there a trend line here? I mean, you can make a case for it to be in there because that's 3 touches. Yeah, or is it more so right here? I guess probably the best way to really put this is going to be right here. Yeah, so we came in. Let's look at the weekly. We'll look better in the weekly. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, we came down here, boom, and then just blew right past it. So now with Pulse, and the big thing I want to point out to you guys is when we start coming up, there's a lot of magnets and resistance levels that we're going to have to test out. So I listed some here. I can already tell that there's another one right here. I believe this one's a little bit closer to SAC price. So we got to come up here, test this level, maybe bounce off. So it's probably going to do something like this. So if we continue this momentum, come up here, touch it, boom, touch it, and then kind of do some sort of chart pattern like that going all the way up until we start testing all-time highs. So that's a great bottomed out. Nothing else is really going on. It seems like all the rest of the altcoins on Pulse, it's doing its thing. But for right now, the question is, did the chart bottom out? Do you think the chart bottomed out?
I'm hoping that it bottomed out. I mean, I don't know how much more could be left to sell. I think that
That's a
you
good
got to
question.
be pretty close at that point to all your Pulse chain holders who are convicted. So I think we got to be pretty close, man. The timing with PDI and some of these other things going on, it pretty much seems like maybe that is bottom.
Yes, sir. And the best part about it is #1 meme coin on Pulse chain. Teddy bear, baby. Dude, it is doing its thing, man. Man, I love this coin. One of our
It's creating
best
another one
buys.
of them waves. You're gonna have to put another surfer dude up there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's actually creating a wave, but this one's an interesting one that not a lot of people pointed out, but I'm gonna point it out for you guys because I'm just that nice. So right here, there's actually a cool trading pattern. And I want to put this out here, and I know a lot of these guys are gonna come over, they're gonna copy me, and they're like, "Oh man, that is so brilliant, Kris. You found something so cool." So you see this trading pattern right here?
Are you talking about how it looks like two W's?
Kind of. This is called an atom. So an atom and then an Eve pattern. And
Oh,
then
a
we got the
V and a
neck on it.
U.
Yes, this is an Adam and Eve pattern. So what's probably going to happen, this is a bullish pattern, and this is based on a percentage. It's not listed in stone. All right, guys. This is how TA works. It's on patterns. There's a good chance that based off of this Adam Eve pattern, and we can do like a quick target. And so typically with the Adam Eve pattern, you want you basically want this to look down to a very close level, bottom out at a very close level. But with these charts, you gotta understand that it's not always going to look pretty. You're always going to have some like weird looking chart. But you want the bottoms to be very, very close together, and then after that, you can get a target. And so what we're looking at is bear could potentially over the next couple days, or maybe next week, come up and test the all-time highs. That's what we're looking at. So definitely really bullish on bear. Keep in mind, this is a very thick LP token. We discussed it in the beginning. And what I think is probably going to happen is it's going to come up here, test this magnet, and then come back down and then do these waves. But when we see these waves, the one thing that I'm noticing, and I would love to get another touch before pointing this out. You see how all right, these surfer dudes are annoying me now. I'm gonna put these guys up here. We're starting to see like a downtrend on these tops, right? So on the top end, there's a downtrend, and then also on the bottom end, we're starting to see a downtrend as well. And so, if you want to like make a stretch, be like, "Oh my God, it's a pizza, it's a wedge." Well, no, that's not really my main point. My main point is as we continue to go through, and you see how it comes down here, touches this trend line, and you come up here, I would bet my bottom dollar it would touch right here, and then come back down and touch right here. And the goal is these waves that's being formed with money going to LPs, this is going to get smaller. And as it continues to get smaller, smaller, and smaller, then it's just going to pop and go straight up. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So you've got the same thing coming down, but it's just consolidating. And it's, you said not a pizza wedge, but gonna do that same thing until it gets smaller and goes, baby. I like that. And I like learning a new pattern. Adam and Eve. Is that an Adam and Eve before
So,
that as well?
no, not really. That's like that. You can make a case for that being a cup and handle, but
Okay.
this is a pretty defined Adam and Eve. Like, you know, you got the V, and then you got that little rounded circle. So it's like a sharp down and then up and sharp down. So it'll be interesting because if this goes up and touches here and then comes down here and forms another Adam and Eve, that'll indicate to us that when money's flowing through the LPs, descending triangles and the Adam and Eve trading pattern is a great indicator that money's just flowing through the Atropia ecosystem. Because I don't remember who said this, but they're like, watch out, PDI loves descending triangles and then pop up, descending triangles and then pop up. That might still be the case, but I did just see this, so we got to wait a little bit for it to play out. Now we just go on the 1 week weekly. Oh man, this thing looks like a mess. All right, I'm gonna get rid of some of this stuff, but I think you guys get the point of. Ooh, did I delete a wrong line? No, I do not want to delete that. Let me get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of. Hold on. I'm gonna get rid of this. All right, so just looking at the monthly, we're seeing what I'm talking about with these lines coming down, especially on the monthly. It's the wave that it's creating. It's getting less powerful and it's less moving. So that when we start to see a massive pump on impulsion, this thing's going to shoot up because the amount of buyers and sellers are balancing out, which is also telling me that the liquidity pools in the Atropia ecosystem are also balancing out when it comes to like money. I don't know if that made sense. That
It does make sense.
okay, cool. All right. Well, let's keep it moving because I'm going on a rant. I love talking about teddy bear. Bro, let's talk about yo girl Linda, baby. Linda.
Hey, what's
Da
up,
da
Linda?
da, Linda. All right, so this is one of our favorite plays on Lina. We already showed you guys that Lina has over, was it like $746 million worth of funding or something like that?
But
Or
you
close.
had some kind of exploit, so I'm pretty sure it's all over and just sell everything now and get out.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. Yeah, they had an exploit, and then well, it was a protocol on there, and apparently it's super duper centralized, so we should just sell everything. It's not like
Pretty
all.
much.
It's not, bro. It's not like 95% of these projects are already centralized by definition. I mean,
Right.
who
Yeah, there's
knows?
no way you can make money off of centralized projects or products at all.
Yeah, bro. Absolutely. You know what? Let's just go into the stock market and buy bonds. That's a great
That's
idea.
that's what I'm talking about. T-bills and bonds, baby. Let's go.
T-bills and bonds and stake your hex. All right. So, what are we looking at? Came back down here. Seems like we're just trading this channel. We touched up here, broke down. Wow. So this is looking like this looks like a head right here. Ooh, that looks like a head and shoulders. So there's a couple ways this could play out, and just hear me out. And we got to see what happens with this chart, with this line. But if this thing comes out and then bounces back down, then we're probably going to go down and test out 4 zeros and a 1 if we complete this head and shoulders pattern. Now, also on the flip side, we do see a little bit of a ascending triangle. No, excuse me, a descending triangle coming across here. So if we break up and we can get to about 4 zeros and a 5, then we should be good to go. But if we break down, then there's a good chance we might have to come down to 4 zeros and a 1, 4. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, so like I said, if I see a bad pattern, guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'll tell you guys the truth. I'm not gonna be like a perma bull and be like, "Oh my god, we're going to the moon." But I think the main thing I will say is if any trader sees this, it can be read one of two ways. descending triangle, looking for just this breakout to confirm, or a head and shoulders. But I wouldn't call it a head and shoulders yet because we need to form the actual shoulder on this side. So I want to lean towards more a descending triangle. Now, descending triangles are, and let me just point it out right here, just so you guys aren't confused. I'll get the little yellow line right here. Now, with descending triangles, they are bearish as well, but a head and shoulders is more bearish. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool.
Percentages,
All right.
baby.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're looking to get up to. I want to see it get up to just 4 zeros and a 5. Come up here, touch it, bounce down, and then just W on out and test all-time highs. That's what we're looking for. But Linda, still bullish, still good to go. Now the next one. I know you're excited for us to talk about this one. Scrolly oli oli, scrolly oli oli.
Oh yeah, this thing went eight nanas, bro. Look at that.
Bro, look at this wick, dude. This is crazy.
Now we've been talking about him for like probably 4 or 5, 6 weeks now. So you can look back. Is that on the weekly or is that the daily? Daily?
This daily, yeah. So this is crazy. No, it looks good, man. I mean, it bounced up, but here's the crazy part about this one. This one went up. God, man, what was that? Bro, it did 1.2x in like a day or something. It's crazy. It really broke out of this ascending triangle. Now the question is it going to come back down here and test this out and bounce off, or is it going to come back down here, get into the triangle, and then continue to trade sideways? And the reason why I'm saying that is, are we doing another repeat of this over here? You see this right here?
Yep, that's exactly what I was about to ask.
Are we doing a repeat of that?
Wicked up high and then it got back down into that triangle channel.
Right. So what I really want to see this do is come down here, bounce off of this, and then W on out, and then come test out these this next magnet. So, you know, Scrolly definitely looks good. The other thing I want to point out with Scrolly, my boy Trey Souls, this is big. This is big. So when you guys look at projects, the one thing you want to look at is wallet holders. That's going to be a great indicator of how a project is doing. Typically, when you get to about 1,000 to 2,000 wallet holders, your market cap is going to get pretty close to $1 million. Anywhere between 10,000 to 20,000 wallet holders, you're going to get close to, you're getting momentum getting close to 10 million. And then once you get up to, you know, like the 50 to 100,000 wallet holders, that's when you get into the hundreds of millions. Scrolly just hit 11,557 holders and growing. When we first told you about this, guys, this thing had 5,000 wallet holders. You know what I'm saying? So the wallet holders is going up, and based off of all the other degen stuff we have, this one's definitely getting adoption. They're launching a game. What else are they doing? They're doing like a bunch.
They got a bunch of partners too, man. They're partnered with just about everybody that's on the scroll chain, and the guys that are making it are like Columbia. They're just a bunch of nerds, man. So I like it because it's different. It's not the same. It's not huge. It's not a huge. I don't think it's huge VC funded. I don't think Scroll took that much to build. How much was it? Was it 50 million for Scroll?
I think so. I'm not sure.
But yeah, I know that it was less, but I just like the approach, and I think it's a great token. They got a ton of partnerships, so it seems like a no brainer having that wallet holdings double in just a few months with really nobody's talking about this coin on Twitter. So I think it's probably still a good time to be able to check it out.
Yeah, if this gets up to like 20K wallet holders, it's going to go viral, and we're definitely going to test like that $10 million market cap is what I predict. So yeah, I personally think Scrolly is the #1 meme coin on Scroll Network. Absolutely smashed it, and you found this one. So shout out to you, man. But I love this project. This project is, we got a ridiculously large position on Scrolly. Cool. What else should we talk about? Take a look at Beardy. What's going on with Beardy? All right, so Beardy's just trading sideways. Not looking too bad. Came up, tried to come up and test the all-time highs, 0.07998. Got rejected, and then came back down and tested all the way down to 0.02319. So not too bad. I mean, I would have loved if it would have just came up here like that. Then we would have been in like a nice, beautiful cup and handle, and then we can do a price target. But I guess we broke out of the cup and handle. You see why cup and handles aren't the most
It
bullish.
went straight down. That thing was looking like it was absolutely going to be gorgeous, and then just destroyed. So is that a descending triangle?
So this one's a double top. So you have a top right here, and then you have a top right here. So that's a double top. So that's like a bearish pattern coming down.
Okay.
So basically what the point I'm trying to get across is we gotta wait for this to play out before calling it a descending triangle, but you're gonna have this trend line come all the way down. And as it comes in, it has to come back up here and test this out and then start breaking up. But also on the flip side, you do have a couple of these magnets that need to be tested out. So right now you can see right here, it's testing this little previous all-time high and then a couple right here at about 0.03526. So it needs to come up, test this out, and then it needs to break this downtrend. That's the key. Break this downtrend. Because also on the flip side, if this forms right here, you can make an argument for this being a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. So that's definitely a very bearish pattern. So overall, it doesn't look too bad. It did double top. But the one thing I will point out is that the one thing it does have going for it is there is a trend line coming across here. So it came down, boom, trading on it, coming up, boom, touch it, boom, came down, traded on it. So I think it's definitely still bullish. I don't want to see it break this trend line. If it breaks this trend line, then we might be going down a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you're just going to keep that yellow line there, and we'll see where those bars squeeze in the next couple of days.
Yeah, it's better to do that one. You know, the double top, you can make the case for like a double top and do that stuff, but after a while, man, you can't make it too complicated. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Sure.
Like the thing about trading is you can use certain indicators, but if you're going to be like a day trader, then you want to get into the micro. You want to use like the MACD, the RSI, the Stoic RSI. But if you're a long-term bag holder, swing trader, you usually use macro. So you look at the overall indicators. And speaking of that, I need to look at the weekly. I keep forgetting to look at the overall charts. So overall, actually on the weekly, it doesn't look too bad. Doji here came up across, boom, bearish engulfing candle, and then came down here. So we definitely don't want to go below 0.02348. Otherwise, yeah, because then we'll be below this candle, and there's a good chance we might go back down. So what I would love for this weekly to happen is come up here, create a little small doji, indicate a trend reversal, and then we go back up. But we'll just have to see. So don't want to speculate too much. Pump. One of our favorite projects on the core blockchain. There's also a very small cap gem. Core, it's another Bitcoin layer 2 that's been gaining traction. This thing has been looking pretty good. It's trading on this trend line. Right here was from the MEXC listing, came back down, and it's just trading sideways. So I think we got in about on the 23rd or the 24th, right after this listing. But overall, it's just trading on this trend line. Next level it needs to do is test 8 zeros and a 5, and then come up here and test all-time high. So nothing much to say on core. So
Pumpkin cat, nice work.
Oh, I'm sorry, pumpkin cat. I don't know why I said core. So
no, I just wanted to let him know the name fully. Pumpkin cat.
Pumpkin cat. Yep. Pumpkin cat. One of our big plays on core. I love pumpkin cat, dude. I think this thing could be an absolute ripper. So yeah, cool, man. So I think oh yeah. And then we need to cover our next token. What's up?
The BSC gems?
Yes, sir. You want to give an introduction to this coin, or you want me to do it?
Well, this coin, it kind of plays off of the last coin that we were talking about. Interestingly enough, it is very similar in the fact that it's another cat coin, baby. Cat coins, they're gonna be withstanding the test of time. Cats and dog coins, they're like the Bible and the Quran. Okay, so you got to understand that in memes, it doesn't have to be that difficult, baby. It doesn't have to. So for your next altcoin gem on the Binance Smart Chain, we give you this low risk meme called Catcoin.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Cat
there it
coin.
is
Let's freaking
in
go,
all of its
baby.
glory. Such a clever name. Just great picture of just a little kitty right there. Oh my goodness. Let's
Yeah,
have a
let's check
look.
it out. Yeah,
Oh,
cat coin.
85,000 followers.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I'm pretty sure this is a coin that most of you guys have already seen. And this thing went viral in the bear market and went crazy. We were looking at it, but we never touched it because we don't go chasing green candles. Now, what was interesting about cat coin is it actually had a nice, insane correction. And we're also seeing cats and other blockchains do really well. Now, our speculation is there's got to be a meme coin that's going to hit $1 billion market cap on the Binance Smart Chain. You see it on Ethereum with Pepe, Brett on base. Solana, we haven't really seen what. Well, they got dog with Hada in the whole 9 yards, but you guys get the point. There's going to be $1 billion meme coin on every single major layer one blockchain, and Binance Smart Chain still needs one. And in my opinion, I think Cat Coin is the prime candidate to be one of the top meme coins to reach $1 billion on Binance Smart Chain. Plus, it's a little bit less riskier. Now, when we come over here and we just take a look at the $22 million market cap, this one's well established. And the reason why we got into this is because we're going for that $1 billion range. And so from $1 billion here, that would be what like a 40x, about like a 45x. So a coin like this, since it's very well established, liquidity locked, whole 9 yards, and there's 85,000 people on Twitter, it's absolutely crazy. Now, the other thing I want to point out is let's look at the wallet holders. Let's see how many people are holding Catcoin. They have 90,876 holders. 90,000, and we're getting close to that 100,000 mark, which gives me an indicator that we are going to go back up, test 100 million. And the real question is, will we get to $1 billion? So I absolutely love this token. I think it's great. Let's look at the correction. It did about 71% from its all-time high. And then from the bottom, if we were to go back from all-time high from right here, that would be about 2x. So that would put it at about a $50 million market cap. So it has yet to hit a $100 million valuation. But like I said, I really like this token. I think you guys should check it out. Right now, since it bottomed out, let's just take a look at some magnets real quick. So came down here, tested out this magnet, and then bounced off of it. So definitely looks like it bottomed out. And the next level it has to do is come up and test 9 zeros and 8.5. So it's probably going to oscillate until the next level, until we get past this level. So this is actually a great dollar cost average opportunity. Any more thoughts on Catcoin?
Look at that perfect timing. Catcoin, super easy. It's hard to. Your grandma could almost buy this thing.
Yeah.
Your grandma, like the meme coins aren't ultimate on board, man. I don't know what is. Let's get your granny some Binance Smart Chain and get her some Catcoin as a leverage on seeing Binance and that TA from earlier today. We're seeing Binance maybe get into 1,000, 1,100 bucks a coin. Definitely want to get in now. Look right now, guys. There it is.
Yeah. And I also know that like we had a bunch of BNB left over from our like absolute degenerate days when we were just like absolute morons, just like touching everything and buying everything and doing the miners. And when I saw Binance go up, I looked at it, I was like, holy cow, we got a lot of BNB. What's the most logical thing to get into where it's not like a risk it for the biscuit opportunity? And I think Catcoin's a good place to park it. So yeah, man, this is the bull run for meme coins. Meme coins are going to hit billions of dollars market cap valuations. Meme coins are going to be the L1s of this market. I mean, of last market.
I was gonna ask you to say that if you didn't say it just now, bro. I was like, we came across that this morning. I thought we definitely need to share that.
Yeah. Well, actually, yeah. Let's share this. Let's share this alpha. I think you guys would like this. Everybody yeah. This is actually a really great thing we need to talk about, and I know you got some opinions about that. Everybody be doing 2021 bull market stuff in a 2025 bull market. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, 100%.
like they're sitting in there like, okay, what's gonna be a great L1? What's the Dex? What's the Oracle? What's this? What's that? And the only reason why Uniswap did its thing is because nobody knew what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, what made Uniswap so great is the Hex community. They came on, set up swaps into it, and then people are like, wow, this DEX can be used to trade. We don't need a centralized exchange, right? That's what made it explode. But on the flip side, now in this market, there's DEXs everywhere. They're not that scarce. They're really popular. So what does that mean for value?
That you're not going to be making a whole lot of money if you're going and speculating on dexes and certain utility. I mean, there's going to be some things that you should get into because they've got the ability to stand out in the place that they sit in the market. They have a first mover advantage, but if they haven't really differentiated themselves in the marketplace, crypto is no different than your normal businesses. So you got to think about it like that. And what's shiny to people in this industry? I know 17, 16-year-olds that can buy meme coins. I know old people that are now getting into meme coins via their ETFs. I'm already seeing Pelosi memes coming out about she's going to be having some memes in her ETFs. So I think if you're not thinking that memes are a viable way to make money in the world today, then maybe you should realize that there's girls on OnlyFans.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. And I think also the big takeaway I want to get here is memes are going to be like the ones that people really play with, but also what other piece of technology have people been pushing back on? Now, I do think AI and games and RWAs, they're going to have their day, and we're not fighting those. We've got a bag of a couple coins on each narrative. So like when everyone's like, "Oh my god, RWAs are running," me and him will be sitting here, be like, "All right, when's the time to take profit? When's time to get out? Oh, games are running. All right, look at the games. Okay, maybe take profit here. Oh wow, AI. It's the AI boom. It's the one to bring in the Matrix and the robots. Boom, boom, boom." So the idea is we got each sector covered. Now, out of those sectors, there's one sector that I see so many people confused about. They don't understand and they keep fudding it. And it's layer threes. If you guys saw Degen Chain, if you saw what the Gold Network is creating, and crypto and Rand from Crypto Banter is backing the Gold Network. It's a layer three. The answers are right there in front of your face. He just hasn't been talking about it. If you do a tweet about Gold Network and Crypto Banter, the bots that they have on Twitter, YouTube will go and share that post. It tells you everything you need to know. That technology has yet to be fully understood. And if you can figure out what layer threes are and then get into the most popular ones, and I'm maybe specifically on the meme coin side, you'll be good to go. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean layer threes, and that's the thing. Like you were just basically saying with Uniswap, it was misunderstood until it wasn't, and then when it served a purpose, the market saw its value and it skyrocketed to 38 some dollars a token, some crazy price. So I think knowing that you got to realize you got to stretch yourself over the entire industry. Like Kris and I said, we got some for each sector: L1, L2, L3, layer zeros, meme coins, real worlds, AIs. I mean, this is what we've been doing and digging into for a long time, and feel like we found the value spots. So if you are lacking on those types of coins and stuff, you might want to go back and look at our older videos because we're not really focused on that part of the market anymore. We've sealed that up, and now it's time to focus on what's relevant and what's popping off here and now. That's how you move. You don't move in the 2020. We're not in 2020 anymore. We're in 2024 now. Things have changed. and technology is going to continue to do this over the next 4 years as well, probably in an even more rapid fashion than we saw from 2020 till now. So it's better for you to get a better attitude on understanding, developing, and changing technologies, or technologies that maybe you're not comfortable with. Something that you really have to get over or get left behind.
Yeah, I agree, man. And yeah, so that was my big takeaway. As for, I guarantee now the next question is, what layer 3 are you bullish on? I haven't really picked one yet. You know, that's one that we've been looking at. Curious to see how the Gold Network launches. DGen chain launch, it was fun, but then they had an issue and they had to shut down the chain. And then if you guys go on base chain, they're launching L3s left and right. So I'm going to go through and look at ones. I think the Memecoin L3s are going to be great if you can get in and out of the chain really quickly and not have to take like 5 days to get your funds back. So, but yeah, like I said, you know, keep an eye on that, because when people figure out what that is, they're gonna click hard and buy in, and they're gonna think of that. So think of memes as like the L1s of this market from last market, and then think of layer 3s as the L2s from last market. And then AI, RWAs, and games, they're gonna have their days, but you know, they're on their downside, and then we'll have the market pop off. So yeah, that's all I got, man. So
Yeah, stay tuned, because we're basically taking you all through our journey of this, and have been for years now. And so we're going to be pretty transparent throughout the whole process. So, and it's been that way this time. And we're trying to talk to you guys now about kind of what our strategies have been and how we look at the market and view things, because we're going through the bull market now, folks. We're not in the bear market anymore, and I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope you have a good attitude, and I hope you're winning every day. I hope you're out there smashing it.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, guys, that's it for the live stream. Before we wrap this up, smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and turn bell notifications on. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace.